G'day folks, Corey Hind. I hope you're doing really well. Now, normally I'll talk about Google and SEO, that type of digital marketing stuff. This video is more about things you can do now if it's quiet in your business. There's 5 tactics I'm going to talk through here, so stick around and watch all 5. I deeply believe in all of them. I firmly believe that if it's quiet in your business and you do these things, you will win. Okay, it's a matter of just starting. Start with number 1, get into it, then do number 2, get into it, then do number 3. So I really want you to follow along, watch the whole video. It won't be that long, but it'll give you some really good ideas that you can do right now if your business is quiet. There's nothing technically hard to do here. It's pretty easy stuff. So the first tactic is my old friend email. It's been around forever. It's going to be around probably forever, and it's still vastly underutilized. So if I was sitting around in my business today and the phone wasn't ringing and I had no jobs booked for my service business, for example, or I was a plumber or Sparky or something like that, and there was just no phone calls coming in, I would send out a newsletter to all of my previous customers with just an update about what we're doing and some ideas or things you could do for the upcoming month to look at. If it's a car, maybe some ideas about maintaining your car. If you're a plumbing business, some things you can do in your house. And then at the end of that, I would have an offer. So you'd have the newsletter go out as, 95% value and interesting stuff, and then an offer. And just be honest and say, guys, we have space now. Take in bookings right now. Book us in. We can talk to you. Now, that's part 1 of this tactic. Part 2 of this tactic is to email individual people that you've done work for, go back sort of 6 months and beyond, and just touch base and say, hey, how's it going? Is there anything you need to know? Is there any problems you're having? Can we help in any way? Maybe here are some ideas and tactics to use. Let's say you've installed a heat pump in your house, for example. You might say, hey, it's time to pull out the filters and vacuum them, or whatever. But then also have a referral offer at the end of that email. So say, hey, by the way, and again, be honest, say, we've got capacity in the business right now for more jobs. In fact, we need more jobs. So if you refer a friend that signs up for our thing, we'll pay you $200 cash or whatever you can afford to pay, and do that. So sit down for half a day and just email people one by one by one. It's amazing how often people will get asked, oh, who did that thing? Who did this thing in your home or for your vehicle or whatever? But they forget to refer. So you send them an individual one-to-one email and they go, oh, that's right. Little Johnny was asking about that air conditioning unit, or so-and-so was asking about who services my car or who does my whatever it might be. So email. Sit down, keep it short, sharp, useful, but include an offer as well. It pretty much never fails, but people are still scared about email. So just get into it. It's something that works. Number 2 is to go to your actual personal Facebook profile and make sure people know what you do. Do the name tag idea that we do with our clients, which is your name and what you do, and pop it on Facebook and say, hey, it's me, Corey, the local fitness trainer. I've got capacity right now. Do you have any friends? Just tell people, say it, because what I know from experience is that lots of people don't know what you do specifically for your job. They might think, oh, that dude works in IT, but that's all they know. Or that person works in health, not really sure what they do. So go to Facebook and put yourself out there. Say to people, this is me, this is what I do, and do you have any friends who need my service? Number 3, now this is a tactic which is growing in value around the world and for different platforms as well, including Facebook groups, LinkedIn, and Twitter as well. And that is to comment on other people's posts about whatever they're talking about, but your name becomes apparent. So what we know is that as marketing has evolved and we've become more online, people now need to see your name and your thing more than what they used to back in the old days. So what I'm suggesting that you do is you ensure, again, that all of your online profiles are clear, your name plus what you do, And then you go around and you just find places where you can comment that does add value, not being spammy at all. But for example, if you're a builder and you find some property related Facebook groups or LinkedIn profiles and people are asking questions about things, get in there and give them some advice, give them tips, add value, and people go, oh, John Smith Builder, John Smith Builder, John Smith Builder. And it helps you to brand yourself, and eventually people will remember who you are and potentially refer you at some point. You don't necessarily, the key differentiator with this point here is you don't necessarily need to create massive amounts of volume of content for your own profiles. You don't need to post on your Facebook page. You don't need to create LinkedIn posts. You're going to go to places where people have the problem that you help to solve and simply comment there, add value, so your name starts to become apparent and in front of people. I hope that makes sense. We did a video last week about using that tactic specifically for LinkedIn. It works really well over there. So we're now suggesting you can do that. You would have seen Facebook groups. People are always pitching for business. It's not pitching for business. It's branding yourself as the expert in that space. This is how we've grown pretty much our whole business, is we get onto Facebook groups, Twitter, LinkedIn, and we give people the information that we have. We tell people exactly what we do. We give away our advice, and then people see that we're experts in Google My Business, Google Business Profile, SEO, and they reach out to us. We give away pretty much all the information we've got, usually for free, sometimes not, but it brands us and people get to know who we are and what we do. So I'm suggesting you do that as well. The next one is to find partners or referrers. Now, years ago, I did some consulting for two very large pharmaceutical companies. Now, they spend phenomenal amounts of money and time having these sales teams who really just go around and talk to doctors, etc., about their products. That's all they do. So they partnering, they put themselves in front of people, they're putting people out on the ground to talk, educate, etc. It's kind of like content marketing with people face to face. You can do it on the phone. You can grab the phone and say, hey, it's like for me, for example, I'm talking to SEO agencies who need to use our little subset of SEO called Google Business Profile. So they might reach out and say, hey, Corey, we've got clients who we do SEO for them, but we're not great with the Google Business Profile. So that's what we do. So I spend lots of time educating SEO agency owners, which sounds kind of weird. I tell them about what we do because it adds value to what they do. So I'm always trying to find partners and referrers. In fact, at the moment, we have about 5 different marketing agencies that we work with as a partner, and we both win. They win because they've got the experts. We win because clients come to us and my team has got plenty of work. Okay, so what you need to think about is how can you build win-win offers? All right, so let's say that you have a particular, maybe you do driveways, you build driveways using concrete, bitumen, etc. You might get on the phone to building companies and say, hey, it's us, we've got this new product. I think you might like to see it. Can I send you some information? And then, hey, by the way, we've got a deal on for September 2022 where every single person that refers a job to us gets whatever, or a discount or something of that nature. So actually talk to people on the phone if you can, or go and see them face to face, because for most businesses in New Zealand, which are small, New Zealand is rife with small businesses, it doesn't take much to build a few good partnerships that can really help your business grow. Go from that, $500,000 per year to $2 million per year, or whatever your goals might be. Sometimes it only takes a few small partnerships to do that. And sometimes it needs the phone. You have to get on the phone and talk to people or go and have a coffee with them. But it's very worthwhile, because what I know is that people are quick to spend money on Google ads, Facebook ads, etc., but they're getting scared of using the phone or seeing people face to face. If you believe in your product, then you should be finding partners that can help you do business. Now, the last idea is a little bit different, but if you had a whole week off, this is something you should do because it will help all of your marketing in the future. So let's pick a niche. Let's say that you are a mortgage broker. You would write an incredible how to get a mortgage in New Zealand guide and spend days and days putting that together with all of the steps Go to Google, figure out what people are asking, what questions they're asking, answer everything, and write it down as a guide that is so good that when people find it, they're going to refer it to they're going to send it to friends. In the future, you can take parts of that guide and use it in your own marketing. So you might get up and go, wow, it's Monday. I really want to do half an hour of marketing today. I need to post on LinkedIn, Google Business Profile, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Go back to the guide, get one of the questions that you've answered. Boom, marketing done. So that sort of an idea always works, but it does take some time and some preparation and some editing. However, once it's done, it could push your whole business right up the top of Google. It could be something that potential partners refer to all the time. Who knows? But something that if you really had some time on your hands, you could definitely get doing. Sorry. So remember, guys, you've got to be visible. You've got to be getting in front of people this way via video, maybe on the phone, maybe talking to people, maybe going to the old-fashioned networking lunches and dinners and things so that people know who you are and what you do. You should never tire of that process. You should figure out the more profitable places to be for your business, but you can only figure that out by doing and getting the data. You might figure out very quickly that, tactic number 1 up here is an absolute goldmine for your business. You might figure out, wow, my customers actually do want to refer me and get that $150 voucher or whatever you put in there. They really do that, but you won't know that until you do it. Okay? You might figure out that a monthly newsletter about your niche is an incredible thing to do, and it's so powerful that you end up outsourcing it to a professional firm to do it because it becomes the main thing for inbound traffic to your business. Okay, now I shot this video because I had a conversation with a customer today who's kind of in this situation, and it really got me thinking about the semi-non-digital things you can do to market your business that I think sometimes we forget to do or overlook because we don't see the value. I can tell you right now, if you connect with people who refer business to you, your business can thrive. It's just a matter of taking those steps and getting a bit of old school marketing going and doing the do. All right. Hopefully that video helps. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below and I'll help you where possible. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.